Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will forever be celebrated as Manchester United's ultimate super sub. In management too, it would appear he has the knack of influencing a contest with a timely change. Never, though, did it take him just 38 seconds to strike after his introduction. That is what Romelu Lukaku did here to set up a victory which sees his manager become only the second in the club's history to win their first 4 league games in charge. Sir Matt Busby is the other, and that's not bad company to keep a couple of weeks into the job. Lukaku needed just 2 minutes to score after coming on during Sunday's 4-1 victory over Bournemouth. But he wasn't hanging around this time. Match facts, player ratings in match zone: Newcastle 3-4-2-1, Dubravka 5, Schar 6. Muto 81 mins, Lascelles 6, Dummett 6.5, Yedlin 6, Hayden 6, Diame 6, Shelvey 53, 5, Ritchie 5. Perez 6.5, Kenedy 69, 5, Atsu 6, Rondon 5.5 subs not used, Woodman, Manquillo, Lejeune, Jose Lascelles manager, Rafa Benitez 6 Manchester United, 4-2-3-1, the G6. Valencia 6, Lindelof 6, Jones 5, Shaw 6.5, Herrera 5.5, Matic 6, Pogba 6, Mata 5. Sanchez 64, 6, Rashford 6.5, Lingard 87, Martial 5, Lukaku 64, 7 subs not used, Romero, Darmian, Young, Fred goalscorers, Lukaku 64, Rashford 80 booked, Lindelof, Shaw manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 7 referee, Andre Mariner 6 attendance, 52,217. The Belgian had watched for 63 minutes as his teammates toiled, a shadow of the side who had smashed 12 goals in 3 games since being freed of Jose Mourinho's smothering and impeding presence. United had a free kick 25 yards from goal as Lukaku, joined by fellow sub Alexis Sanchez, trotted into position. Marcus Rashford took aim and, when his dipping effort bounced just in front of Martin Dubravka, Lukaku pounced to take advantage of the goalkeeper's spill. It was a relief for Solskjaer, whose team had been second best against Rafa Benitez's well-drilled hosts before the double change, and Sanchez laid on the game-clinching second for Rashford 10 minutes from the end. Solskjaer's celebration in front of the travelling fans on full-time told of an interim appointment who wants more, a desire to remain, that he later confirmed. But the Norwegian will need to pass sterner tests than this before he is seriously considered for a permanent stay. His 3 previous opponents, Cardiff, Huddersfield, and Bournemouth, had provided the kindest of introductions, do not forget. Gary Neville said before the game that he feels sad for Newcastle. He would not have changed his opinion come the end. Is this how far they have fallen? that supporters are relatively cheered to emerge with a plucky defeat against their once fierce rivals and they were the better team, at least until Solskjaer decided to introduce a £75 million striker and another who earns more than £500,000 per week. Benitez has long since been criticized for the negative tactics he employs against the top clubs. His argument has always been that he is managing the meager resource available to him, and he has a point given the club have returned a £2 million profit over the last 3 transfer windows. Yet here was a first-half performance in which they matched the visitors, even bettering them in terms of chances created. The inclusion of Phil Jones at centre-back for United as a replacement for the suspended Eric Bailly had perhaps given the hosts hope, and, rather than attempt to knit pretty patterns around the opposition, they sought to exploit the space in behind a leaden-footed backline. Fabian Schar's early hoist forward saw Christian Atsu give chase and trap the dropping ball with a touch belying his £5 million fee. Benitez, though, says you can add a zero to the cost of any player who can put the ball in the back of the net. Atsu's subsequent shot threatened the corner flag as opposed to David De Gea's goal. Another Newcastle punt left Jones in a spin and as Perez stole in to send Salomon Rondon clear, only for the dithering defender to recover and steal from the forward, who was terribly slow into stride. United looked increasingly unlikely to better their record of just 2 clean sheets this season, the worst in the division alongside Fulham, but that would have required a degree of accuracy in the home side's finishing, and Atsu again misfired before the break. Paul Pogba was seeking to become only the second player after Cristiano Ronaldo to score 2 goals or more in 3 straight Premier League matches for United, but a 20-yard shot which bobbled wide on the half-hour was as close as he came. Atsu had yet another chance in the second half, but fired across goal rather than at it, while Perez was robbed of a one-on-one with De Gea by his own heavy touch, which allowed Luke Shaw to slide and block the shot. Jonjo Shelvey then tested De Gea with a low, stinging drive from range and Newcastle remained in the ascendancy, albeit minus the quality to ever truly trouble the Spaniard. United needed a lucky break, and they got it thanks to Dubravka's misfortune and Lukaku's gamble. Shelvey should have then seen red for a high boot on Pogba that went unpunished. But it was United who punished Newcastle as they grew ragged in the closing stages and Sanchez rolled through for Rashford to slide home. The substitutions had changed the game, and that's not the first time we've said that where Solskjaer is concerned.